Happy Halloween 2023. Uh, ooh, spooky. So hopefully you're having a wonderful Halloween. If you're not, come on, get some candy or something. I am Dr. Mike, your spooky Dr. Mike from the spooky drmikesemporium.com, Atlanta's original spooky barbering and shaving and beard care shop and all that good stuff online, right? We're having fun. And we're on the Instagram at Dr. Mike's Emporium. How about that? Hopefully, we'll get some folks here. I know it's Halloween. Hey, Jim, good to see you. And first of all, let me remind you, I made mention last week of our new White Oak Beard Supply Company beard oil, and I made a mistake. There was one called, it's not Mountain Dew, it's Morning Dew. And Jared, I'm so sorry about that. I get the word dew in my head and I get all stupid. So I'm terribly sorry. Let me get the banner out of the way. But I noticed that Rick Abercrombie is here. Hello, Kay. It's Halloween, so costume, right? So I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit because you need to see what I'm wearing. So these are my big boy overalls. So there you go. That is what I'm wearing, and I'm the biggest hoodlum. So there you go, Rick. How about that? So tonight's shave, Hallow Scream, of course. It's Halloween. See the, we've got Mike Myers and Freddy Krueger and thing from Saw and all that stuff. So it's a wonderful shave soap, and I thought it was appropriate for tonight. So there you go. So yes, I am wearing the big boy overalls. And you might ask, where on earth does one get big boy overalls? Well, I made them. And these things were made for a little group I happened to belong to a long time ago called the Seed and Feed Marching Abominable. And I always like to have a costume that was easy to put on and easy to take off, because costumes, right? Who would wear a costume? So I sat down one day and I hand cut out all the little felt and I glued it onto these overalls, and I hand scripted the big boy, and I wore him. And I actually, for Halloween, hey Steve, good to see you, sir. And to ping back to you, I actually let my hair, this was like when I was much younger, I let my hair grow out for like 6 months, and we literally had it big swoop and rockabilly. There's no swooping now. It's more of a swoop. But I was able to pull off the big boy swoop for a little bit, and then got it cut off because it was awful. It just felt horrible. They had to use so much like hairspray and gel and stuff. It was like concrete. But I just thought we'd do something fun. I happened to have found these and a couple of other little trinkets from those years. And we're talking like 92 to 2000-ish. I was with that group playing tuba and playing music and having a good old time. Played for it's a SMEEP. There you go. I played for the 1996 Olympics when they were in Atlanta. And that was an experience. That, I think the whole city was just out of control. But we were there at Centennial Park about 30 minutes before the bomb went off, if you remember that, because we were all driving home or on MARTA, and all of a sudden everything just went crazy because we had finished playing. But that tragic situation. But I tell you, before all that, playing in Centennial Park, hey Amber, good to see you, Chris. Playing in Centennial Park to about 20,000 people, when they're all surrounding you and screaming and chanting and yelling and screaming. Oh, that's something else. So tonight we're using Tallow Scream, which is a tallow-based shave soap, wonderful stuff. And I'm going to use a different razor tonight, going back to the old school. This is the America 23L. It's a long-handled, very, very mellow, mild razor. And speaking of razor, here we go. I saw a video from a company called Razor Emporium. There's a gentleman there. His name is Matt, I believe, and he just toured the Procter & Gamble factory a while back and found there is either some scuttlebutt or rumor, or it's going to happen, but the Procter & Gamble company has decided to pull back the razor blade manufacturing plants in Russia. And if you happen to know, we have a couple of razor blades that we sell or we actually use. Well, the Aster Greens primarily are my favorites. And so I reached out to my wholesaler, my company there, and see if I can get a bunch of those boxes so we will always have some just in case. Because I think, yeah, they'll change, maybe change different country and different style or different quality control. But, sometimes you kind of want to get the original. Yes, it's Russia, but, just that kind of stuff. So very good. Very good. Thank you. Happy Halloween, everybody. Amber, I hope you were having fun scaring people in corn mazes. But we're just doing a nice, easy, clean shave. Really enjoying the fact. Well, there is a razor blade. They're called Super Iridiums, and they're supposedly really, really good. The Aster is what I found with the Aster. Why I like the Aster. There are some razor blades that are so thin they're very, very sharp and very, very sharp, very, very smooth, right? And some that are very thick, or at least they feel that way. And the ones that are too thin flex too much, and the ones that are too thick don't flex at all, and they're uncomfortable. I found that the Aster, for me, Dr. Mike, are just thin enough to be sharp and smooth, but just thick enough to be able to plow through the beard that I have. So, and that's the neat thing about this kind of style of shaving is that you can make this your own, right? Right. So, this is the Merkur 23L or 23. Merkur 23. There we go. The Parker 29L is a different one, but this is the 23. I'm terribly sorry. I haven't used it in a while. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, see, you just have to find what works for you. I believe Henry Ford, when they were putting out the Model T and Model A, said you can have any color you want as long as it's black. But that's the neat thing about this kind of shaving is that you can have any kind of blade and any kind of razor and use any kind of soap and any kind of brush and any kind of, just crazy. So I'm using, this is Ernie Barraga, his shave brush, if you remember that. It's a wonderful Badger brush. And we kind of honor him on Halloween. And I'll tell you, folks, the temperature did a downshift here in Atlanta. It was 80 degrees yesterday, and it's going to be 32 or 33 tonight. So, surprise, fall has fallen with a thud. But I'll tell you, I'm happy for it because I do not like hot weather. But my poor Badger pointy feet, yes. But this is a very mild razor. And I figured, got to mix things up a little bit. So how about that? But chunk, right? So anybody do anything fun for Halloween besides watch me shave? Because that's kind of interesting. Right? Right. We talked about the Chattanooga Comic-Con. We talked about White Oak Beard Supply. Welcome to the team, Jared, Miss Katie. Looking forward to bringing that new product up to TeslaCon in Wisconsin at the end of the year or end of the month, right? We had some trick-or-treaters come by. Didn't have that many. The first was a little gentleman wearing a construction hat, and he was wearing a bulldozer. He was a construction company, I guess. And then we had, there was one kid, he was dressed like the Flash, literally ran from across the street, down across the full width of my house and up the driveway at full speed. Flash. So he was in character. And we had some monsters and stuff. All right. Yep. Yep. Very good, sir. So that's awesome. It's so cold that I have a feeling that some kids would be upset because they couldn't wear their costume without a coat. Because mom would make us wear. Oh, it's too cold. You got to wear a coat after you got your costume and all that stuff. Let me get this off my face. But Mothman, interesting. Yeah, but it's been a really, really nice day. Just as the temperature kind of slowed down and got cooler, things get a little bit nicer. Wow. Yeah, we the last pair we had were two. I would say their voices were lower than mine. Two, I would say, teenagers that decided that and I don't bear them any ill will, except there's a social contract. You're supposed to say trick or treat, but they were very polite, and their voices were lower than mine. So one was wearing a Michigan State hoodie. So I'm like, okay, no problem. All right, let's check. Nice and clean. And of course, we're going to follow this up with our Tallow Scream aftershave. And give that a shake. So again, we will be up in TESLACon in Middleton, Wisconsin at the end of this month, right? End of November, or the end of tomorrow, end of November and then into December, which is crazy because it'll be here in no time. Oh my goodness gracious. Fabulous. How about that? A nice, easy. What kind of candy did you do, Michael? We handed out, we had Kit Kat bars, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and Twizzlers, and like Sweet Tarts and Jolly Rancher things. I bought a bag of that at the grocery store. What was it? If you go to Aldi, make sure you don't get those N&Ns and Skittles. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Julie is okay. Big sis is here. She had a rough day, but she's getting better. So hopefully, I'm glad you're alive, and I'm glad you're able to see this. Let me see. Okay, hang on, everybody. You're going to see behind the scenes. I'm going to take my big mitts here. This is the Dr. Mike's big boy. There we go. Big boy overalls. So how about that? There we go. All right. Well, ooh, right. I had to do break out a whole bunch of Kit Kats for a certain person who will get them soon. So, not me. There you go. But anywho, I will say thank you very much for being here. We'll be back on Thursday night at 9. We'll get back into the regular frivolity. But it's Halloween. Have fun. Ooooh Spooky. But folks, if you're going to shave, we know you are, right? And if you're going to beard, I had a gentleman compliment me on my beard today. Walked in, sat down, boom. He goes, "Hey, you got a great beard." Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Shave Dapper, Beard Dapper, we will see you Thursday night at 9 p.m. Please take care. Have a great Halloween. Spooky.